not endorsing drugs, but I just want to give a personal experience of mine to relate to some content. And context is probably the word I was looking for. One time I candy flipped. I ate psychedelics. I ate mushrooms and ecstasy. And I wasn't allowed to be at my parents' house if I was using drugs or under the influence of drugs. But it was a hard time in my life, and I've been sober for almost 5 years now. So I speak of my past as a contrast, like, not to brag, but to show the power of God. And so, anyway, that's my PSA for the context of this video. So, like I said, I candy flipped. I was coming down, so I didn't believe that it was as noticeable to other people that I was under the influence, or at least somewhat coming down, or in my own perspective, I was already come down. And I strategically maneuvered my way back into my parents' house at an unbearable hour of the night / almost morning, assuming that mother and father would be asleep. Unfortunately, due to the actions of my past, it kept them up more than I stayed up sometimes. And that's a lot. But mom would fall asleep on the couch or on the chair in the living room somewhere downstairs too. I don't know, like, to worry about me, basically. It was hard for them to sleep if they didn't hear from me or know where I was. It sucks. I did that to them. I'm sure children do that to their parents all the time, even if they're not using drugs. Like, they're just out there being youthful and things like that happen. Like, you're a parent or somebody who cares about somebody else, and you're, like, kind of just worried about their well-being, or, like, the uncertainty and the unknown just goes kapoof. Like, oh, no, what if they're out, like, preventing forest fires? What if they're out saving the sea turtles? What if they're out doing drugs? Or what if they this, that, whatever, the what if game, right? Go nuts. So I stumble into my parents' house, and I'm thinking I'm just gonna walk in, go upstairs, and go to the bedroom and be cool. So didn't turn on any lights. I walk in, I go up the stairs, turn around, and then boom, there's my mom. So prior to me going into the house, I don't know why I thought this was a good idea, probably because I'm a drug addict. So drugs are a good idea from the drug addict perspective. So like I said, I was coming down, and then boom, walk into the house, go upstairs, and I turn around and my mom's there. Right before I did that, I found more drugs in my pocket. I decided it'd be a great idea to ingest them as I was going into the house. And I got talking to my mom for a little bit before I went upstairs. And all of a sudden they kicked in, and I started crying. And I was like, Mom, I just want to help people. And I'm like crying like it's like, I just want to be there for people, Ma. I just want to help people, Ma. I don't know. You know, like one of those type of cries. And she like holds me by the shoulders and just like, Jared, you need to go to bed. I was like, okay. Yeah. I was trying to do that to begin with, right? But I ate more drugs. So it's just like, what the crap, right? Now, I say that because it's just like I had a moment in my life when things weren't, like, perfect, right? That moment is the same as today. You know what I mean? Things aren't perfect. That's just life. And life is a moment. But anyway, I say that. And that was years and years and years ago. That was probably like in 2009 or 2010. You know, that was a while ago. It's 2023 right now, right? And fast forward to the day I cried out to God after having an incident happen where I felt like my attention was drawn to life due to my own circumstances, I had like a metaphorical moment of somebody putting a gun to your head and saying, do you want to live or do you want to die? I had an incident happen that was not life-threatening like that, but it caused my perspective to go, what am I doing with my life right now? And I was royally enjoying screwing it up. I embraced screwing my life up. I embraced it. I didn't know how to get out of it. And so there was a moment where I was just like, God, I don't know what my purpose is. I don't know what I'm doing here. Here as in like on this earth. Here also as in this mess that I created, partook in, however you want to word that. And I sincerely cried out to God, not like a genie in a bottle, not like a fast food drive through where you're just like, I want a number 5, God, please. Or like a, God, please, if you do this, I'll do this. I wasn't making a bargain. I wasn't making a deal. I was sincerely crying out to God saying, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what to do. And I give up on me. What I mean by I don't know what I'm doing and I give up on me is Jesus take the wheel. As country song sounding as that is, but I came to a point where I couldn't do it anymore, and I didn't know how to stop. And I said something along these lines of like, you got to do something with me because I ain't doing nothing good with myself. That sounds like a country song right there. And I said, I don't know what you have me here on this earth for or why I'm still alive, but it's for whatever reason, and I'm getting in my own way, and I don't know how to stop. Please, whatever you want me to do, please just allow me to do it. And I still don't know what to do as of this moment. Still, I don't know if we'll ever really know. In contrast, sometimes I think when we know, we're actually getting in God's way. Like, oh, I think God wants me to do this. He gave me lips. He gave me a mouth. I can talk to this person. Or he gave me legs. I should walk to this person. Or he gave me hands. I should hand to this person. Whatever. It's like a tug of war match when it comes to something like that. Like what's our emotion and what is God actually wanting us to do? That's like a tug of war match mentally and spiritually within ourselves or whatever. We get in our own way. And if we get in our own way, don't you think we get in God's way? I mean, he can move us out of the way real quick, but we have to be like willing to move out of the way. Because we're stubborn. I'm stubborn. It just happens, right? Rabbit trail. Sorry. So about 2 weeks later, I got arrested. Nothing new. That's part of my story. I'd been arrested many times, been convicted many times, been in the psych center many times, been in rehab many times because of my own actions, etc. But that's not about this right now. This is about like me sincerely crying out to God, right? And saying, please help. I'm willing to be helped. I don't know what to do. About 2 weeks later, I got arrested. That was the last time I've been arrested since 2018. July 31st, 2018 is the day I got arrested. That's the day I started my sobriety. And today is June something, 2023. I don't know. Today is the 18th. Today's the 18th. June 18th, 2023. So almost been 5 years, like I said. So I basically, those two moments came up to my mind a little bit ago, where it's like, I was tripping my balls off, and I was like, I just want to help people. I want to help people. Does God want me to help people? I don't know, but I had a desire of my own construction saying, I want to help people. People. Like, I want to do something for people, not work for people as in like, oh, I got to do good things for people because I'm a bad person, but it's more like, yo, we need help. We're people. I'm a people. You're a people. I'm a dude. He's a dude. She's a dude. We're all dudes now, right? From Good Burger. Anyway, Keenan and Kel, whatever. And then I'm sure there were other moments, but off the top of my head, I want to help people. And then the God, please help me. Do whatever you want with me. I raised a white flag, and in the program, a newcomer tag is colored white, right? Or keychain, whatever, in some of the programs, right? To me, it symbolizes a white flag because that's when I got sober. I had to give up. And I had to let God give in. Get in. I had to let him get in. Because I clogged my God-shaped hole with myself. I guess. Yeah. I could have worded it better, but I got in my own way. And then I said, God, please just lead me. And I've been sober since then. I had to give up on me as far as I tried my own way. And it didn't work. So I tried a different way, which was still, I tried my way, and it didn't work. So then I found a lot of varieties of my own way that didn't work. It was only after I gave up on my own way that it worked so far. All right? I got to remember that. My way didn't work. And I have to be okay with that, right? So I say all that rabbit hole stuff because I'm reminded over there as in like 5 minutes ago in my bathroom, I was clipping my fingernails, and it's like 12:16. It's after midnight, right? I just got to cut my own fingernails. It's the next day. When I woke up yesterday, because now it's after midnight, and it's a new day. It's a new day, it's a new dawn, and am I feeling good? I'm trying to convince myself that I'm feeling good right now. I do feel good. There's many blessings that are countless. But I went into my bathroom before I cut my fingernails, and my thought in my head was, I'm depressed. I don't think I'm depressed, but I'm like overtired right now, so the emotions kind of blur, and I'm like, I'm just depressed. I'm not depressed, I'm tired. I just want to go to bed. But I'm cutting my fingernails, so I'm like, what did I get to do for myself today? I get to cut my fingernails. I got to cut my fingernails at like midnight, which is like the next day. I got to go to an eye appointment today. Those were things that I did for myself today. I went and got a little bit of food. Now, those were first thing this morning, other than the cutting my fingernails. They're good things. But like, what did I do for myself today? People are like, oh, you should have a hobby. You're good at this, you're good at that. You can go and do those things, I'm a fan of like, what one of my hobbies is? Staring at the wall if I have the opportunity. Trying to relax. I would love to try to embrace those skills. Sometimes. But pretty much my entire day today was involved helping other people. I'm not complaining, right? But that's that battle and that tug of war. Because I had a perception of like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. This is my planned out day because it's one of possibly 2 days out of the week where I actually get to be outside or see the sun and experience it. All right? Most of the time, I get up before the sun comes up. I go to work. I come back. The sun is down. It's freaking June. The sun's up till like 9 o'clock. all right? I'm giving you the contrast of the hours of the day and stuff, right? That I allow myself to be consumed by the consumers. And so normally once a week, usually Saturday and some a Sunday, I get to maybe be an adult and go grocery shopping or whatever. You know what I mean? Go to a store, hang out at my house, clean my house, do some of that type of stuff, which I love doing. I'm okay with being in my house by myself. It's fine. And so I was just like, I dedicated myself to helping somebody that needed help today. And I got worn out. Very similar to like when I'm burnt out from working too much or whatever. And I get home and I'm trying to I'm like, forgot to make coffee because I pre-make my coffee just so I have it cold for the next morning. Like put it in a container. And I'm like, I forgot to do this for myself. I was just like, I forgot to take this shirt that I took off earlier. I left it on my rocking chair. And to me, I'm looking at it like, I didn't even get a chance to put my shirt back on a coat hanger. And then I'm like, I didn't even get to clip my nails. Like, I know it sounds so silly, but sometimes I dedicate time to myself on the day that I actually have time to do it. And I wasn't able to do those things for myself today. And I'm okay with that because the contrast is, a long time ago, I said, I just want to help people. Another time I even said, you know what, I would love to have a food pantry. Not like as a business, but like I would love to like create a food pantry so that way people can come to me and abuse the system. People can come to me in need and use the system, and they're going to have to deal with me because I am hard to deal with in all aspects, right? And I was like, but at the same time, they'll be able to come and, you know, people have to eat. It's one of those things that you kind of need to survive. Kitty cats have to eat mice too. But everybody's got to eat, right? And so I just have always had a passion for the food pantry, you know. But that's like helping people. And I'm not trying to like work my way into like good standings because of the bad things that I've done. But I got rescued from the depths of addiction. God answered my prayer, right? Today I got to help somebody. That's God answering a prayer. You know, sometimes he says no. Sometimes he says yes. You know, it doesn't always line up that like whatever my desire is what he actually wants me to do. And those are two instances of like things I have to look back and step back and be like, you know, this is actually God answering a prayer that I had or still even have that is like linking and syncing up with what I wanted. But at the same time, it's like you got to be careful what you ask for, because at the same time as me having a prayer answered, I get hard and down on myself for not taking care of myself because I helped take care of somebody else. And I'm like, whoa, am I complaining that God answered my prayers? Or am I just like overdoing something that God gave me? Am I even doing something that God gave me? You know, there's like, let's just play conspiracy theory all over this. Let's just go kabang, kabang. Let's go all over the place with it, right? Let's overthink it as much as possible. And I'm like, you know what? I'm really grateful. God will what is it? There's a saying, it's like, God doesn't call the equipped. He equips those he calls. Something like that. Like, I made it through today. That was like being equipped. Like, before I did the majority of what took up most of my day, like pretty much all my day, that had nothing to do with me, I had to come to terms, because I know how I am, with accepting the fact that I got to think about everybody else but myself today. Because when I start thinking about myself, today, it's going to distract me from really helping those who needed it, who needed help more than me today. I got my eye doctor's appointment taken care of. I went and got food for myself. I clipped my fingernails. I really didn't have to do much more than that today. You know, situationally, I really didn't even require any of that stuff. My fingernails could have grew longer. It's not like they were friggin' claws. My eye exam was just a typical eye exam. Not necessary, but just to check up on myself. The food, I could have went without. I have food, but I just wanted to re-up on some items and such. I got to help somebody jump their car when I went and got food. I don't know why 20,000 other people that drove by the guy never friggin' asked, but I was just like, yo, bro, you need a jump? Yeah, no problem. Perfect. And got to give him a Bible tract too, but whatever, you know? Like, me going to the food pantry, because that's where I went to get food, apparently wasn't for me. I didn't have to go there, and I haven't gone there in months. And the one time I go, and I almost didn't make it there in time because it was like closing, I get there, and the dude is right out front with his hood up, needing a jump. The person giving away food had a car 5 feet from his. You think they would have asked if he needed a jump? Like, they were there before me, they were there during me, and then they left while I was there. That's weird, right? And that to me just says, like, maybe the whole reason for me going there, God orchestrated something good out of it. Even though, like, I woke up late, I barely made it there in time, had just enough time to go from there to my house, drop off the food, and then be 5 minutes late for my eye appointment. I get out of my eye appointment, a friend calls me, some stuff's going on, and I'm able to help. So then I help, and then I don't get home till about 10 o'clock, 10:30, almost 11 o'clock at night, which is my curfew for being somebody that used to do a lot of bad stuff. Now I do less bad stuff for the consequences of my actions. But I was held up until then anyway. It's not like I used my curfew as an excuse to dip out, but I do have a curfew. And it just so happened to be very close to my curfew that I get home after helping people. So like my day started and ended like that, right? And this is just a nutshell. And it's like, I'm like, I don't know if I can handle this so much. So many times I'm just like, dude, I don't know. I just don't know. It's like I feel like people's urgencies are my emergency sometimes. But no, that's not how it is. Your urgency is not my emergency. It's just not. I have to willingly be accepting the fact to help you with your emergency. I can say no. It's easier said than done. I don't know if I can do no, but I can say no. Sort of. All I do know is that I am grateful that God allowed the things that happened today to happen. Because it wasn't for my selfish reasons that I did them. I guess my selfish reasons were taking care of myself as far as clipping my toenails. I didn't clip my toenails. Clipping my fingernails. Getting my eyes checked out and going to the food pantry, right? So after all this babbling that I've just said, just got to remember that we're not necessarily here to help ourselves. And it's okay to say no to people because you have to take care of yourself. You know, we do. I have to take care of myself. And just want to encourage people to take care of themselves. To be able to say no, but at the same time, don't be afraid to say yes. God has provided us life. What are we doing with it? Because I know at one point I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing with my life. Like, I knew I was ruining it. I knew I was taking advantage of free will and destroying many possibilities, but I didn't destroy them all. And so I just wanted to vent to myself, since this is just a video and nobody will probably ever watch it. But yeah, I guess that's all I got. I just wanted to get it out of my head.